Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt, and welcome to episode 255 of Farlands or Bust. Woo! I think it's episode 255. Keep track. All right, let's get out of here. Hello, Wolfie. Oh, we're on a beach. On a beach. Watch out for creepers. Secure the hidey hole, grab Wolfie. Oh, he's ready to go. And head west, perhaps with a boat? Perhaps with a boat. Indeed. So yeah, episode 255 of Farlands or Bust. Happy Monday, happy June. We are at $31,950.50 for our Child's Play charity fundraiser over at farlandsorbust.com. Thank you very much, everybody who continues to contribute. I think we have conclusively deduced that I mentioned a few episodes ago that frequently, we end up with a remainder of like 72 cents at the end of the donation. I think I just ran into Wolfie a little bit there. That might have to do with the translation, the conversion units from euros to USD. There's something around, it changes obviously, but it's around 72 cents on the euro, I guess you could say. So I think that's where that comes from. This 50 cents, I don't know what this 50 cents is all about. If there's any denomination out there where the dollar is half as strong, perhaps that's the reason, or perhaps somebody just wanted to chip in an extra 50 cents. But yeah, thank you very much for continuing to donate, getting us past 31% of our $100,000 goal this season, Season 4 of Farlands or Bust. I appreciate it. Indeed. A lot of things continuing and changing and updating. The least of which, or not the least of which, I suppose I should actually correctly say, is if you've noticed, if you went to the youtube.com/KurtJMac, the channel, I have upgraded. Well, I guess that's debatable on whether or not it's an upgrade, but I have changed to the new YouTube channel page, the YouTube 1 layout. That was not by choice, because on the 5th, as I've mentioned before, what is today, the 3rd? On the 5th, YouTube is making everybody automatically changing their channels over to the one channel page, so I figured it's a good idea to do that ahead of time, so I did that. I'm all right. I don't know how much this is going to change. I don't know how many people watched, say, my video. There used to be on the old page, the featured video, obviously. I don't know how many people watched a video based on viewing it on the channel page, but it always did seem like I always featured, since my channel is named Farlands or Bust, I always featured the latest episode of Farlands or Bust, and it always seemed, at least, I didn't really keep too much statistics behind this, but it always seemed like the video that I kept on my channel as the featured video gained significant more views for being up there versus just being in the normal feed or list of the videos I'd recently uploaded. So I'm a little bit disappointed that we've lost that. And a lot of times people search Farlands Minecraft. Yes, go sailing with a bed, Kurt. Farlands in Minecraft, they end up getting directed not necessarily to farlandsorbust.com, but sometimes directly to my channel page, KurtJMac. And then with the latest episode of Farlands or Bust, they would watch that directly on the channel and maybe decide to subscribe or not. I don't know whether or not they have a YouTube thing. So I don't know. I don't like that part of it. I always feel like I want to feature the latest Farlands or Bust or another video, but nope, can't do that. Can't do that at all with the new YouTube 1 layout. So whatever, we'll have to deal with that, I guess. But I wanted to mention that you notice in the header is an image that I've actually also been using as my background design on Twitter. My Twitter account. Twitter! Whoa, Wolfie. I knew that was going to happen. It's a image from DeviantArt user ME864. Made a really cool kind of overhead. I don't know if it's like a render or not, but it's an overhead shot of my character and Wolfie just walking supposedly to the far lands in one direction in a very kind of cool, it almost looks tilt-shift focus, you know, there's soft focus around, very artistic overhead view that I thought fit perfectly as my Twitter background, but also fits nice with the one design. I kind of, if you do follow me on Twitter, I kind of live tweeted the update process. For a little bit of warning, for those of you who might be updating, when you click the button that says, yes, tell me more about updating to the new channel design, it shows you information and tries to convince you to update, and there's a button on the bottom that says, okay, let's get started. The button says, let's get started. So you imagine, okay, it's going to take me through step 1. You're going to need a header image of this size. Please upload it here. Step 2, you know, get you through the process before it changes your channel. No. The Let's Get Started button actually means, surprise, your channel has now been updated. Whether or not you were ready with any of the resources that you needed. So, be wary of that. I was caught a little bit off guard. I was ready. Sorry, well, that's weird. That's a particularly mischievous pool of lava. It's usually, you know, on pretty level ground, surrounded by stone. That was just holes in the ground leading to certain death. Sorry. So yeah, I did that, updated it. Thank you very much to, like I said, ME864. I had a little bit of a request for a few changes to make things work a little bit better with the design, and he very generously made some changes to the image of the Far Lands or Bust background image, so I used that, and it looks good, I think. So hopefully, I've only checked it in a browser. I have no idea what it looks like on a mobile or on an iPad or on a TV interface or anything like that. I'm assuming it's just fine and dandy. So yeah, I'll figure that out. I did get a question from a donator to Child's Play charity. Mr. Triple CC asked, relating to this, will you ever make a video dedicated to the new YouTube 1 trailer? Because as opposed to a featured video, you can set a channel trailer, like almost an advertisement, that only people who aren't already subscribed will see when they visit your channel. And that's what Mr. Triple CC is asking. Kind of like the one you did in episode 240. Oh, that must have been when I was recapping? Yeah, I'm not sure. Again, I don't know. I kind of hope they bring back, I doubt that they will, but I hope they bring back like a featured video thing. That would be a lot easier. But if push comes to shove, it's not the first thing on my list. I have plenty more important things, well, if indeed, that I need to do. If push comes to shove, I might consider doing just a quick trailer, like, welcome to my channel. My main series, as you can see, is Far Lands or Bust, and have just clips in the background, but I also play Kerbal Space Program. I'm on the Minecraft server. Blah, 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 blah. Racing games. Blah, 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 blah. Like, that is exactly the script right there. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Arrested Development reference. So, I don't know, I haven't decided yet. Like I said, that's not the first thing. And it's kind of the way when you're logged in and you're viewing your own channel, you really can't view it as a non-subscriber and get a good idea of what people are seeing. I still don't like how they organize things. Like I put up, you can put playlists. And I put like, you know, the Far Lands of Bust playlist up, but it starts with the first episode and not the most recent one. And I'm like, no, don't do that. I want to show my most recent stuff. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how and if that affects views, subscribers, etc. in the future. But that, I just want to give an update. That's what's going on there. That has changed. Just don't freak out when you go to the channel and see that. I can't revert back. And as of June 5th, nobody can revert back. That is going to be the new channel design for YouTube. Deal with it! Weep softly into my pillow. What else is going on? Oh, I got another update that you guys will be a lot more excited about, hopefully. Perhaps you've seen it already if you're adamant about checking farlandsorbust.com frequently. Careful, Wolfie. So I will tell you in the morning when we wake up and continue with episode 255 here. Indeed, Wolfie? Indeed! Let's go to sleep. No, let's not go to sleep. Let's wait a couple more seconds just because I want to. It's my choice. All right, now let's go to sleep. And I've updated the overviewer map at farlanderbus.com. Indeed, that's the newsness. That's the newsness. If you go to farlanderbus.com, for a long time, I only had from spawn to the 292-202 monument, which was after Season 2, the first flob-athon I had for the longest time up there, just because I don't know what it is, but I cannot, for the life of me, figure out how to make Overviewer work. Overviewer, by the way, is the program... I can barely call it a program, to be honest with you. The program that you can create overhead maps for your Minecraft worlds. Careful, Wolfie, good job. And it runs via command line, so there's no GUI or anything like that, graphical user interface. So it's very complicated. I always try to get it to work. I always end up just getting a bunch of errors, and then I fix something, and then I get more errors, and I'm like, screw this, I don't have time for this shenanigans. So the first time, somebody else helped me out with that. The second time, I also got some help. I would like to thank Michael for helping me out with that. I contacted him on Reddit because he, for a while, was responsible for making a lot of the ultra-hardcore overviewer maps that track movement and everything like that for the Mindcrack Reddit. So I'm like, this guy knows his stuff. I will see if he can help me out. And we did, you know, I do want to once again thank Michael for helping out, because we did run into a few problems where my web hosting, I don't have any file size limits, but I do have file number limits, and these overviewer maps split up each of the zoom levels to multiple different files, thousands and thousands of files, and I hit that limit a couple times, so I had to arrange some things, and I apologize to Michael for making the process a little bit longer than it needed to be. But yeah, the world size at that point was over 6 gigabytes. So I had to upload that, then he could download that, then he had to render that, and then upload the files to my server, and blah, 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 blah. It was, trials and tribulations, but it's up there. You can go to farlanderbus.com. There's a little navigation on the top that says World Map, and then you get the long, spindly line that is from my spawn point, episode 1, to I went to 182. That's actually after Season 4 started, and we used the hidey hole paradox to recover Wolfie, and then walk back to the 699-492 monument. So it includes that. I kind of expected there to be 2 separate ways because I got lost a little bit, but I stayed pretty close. It's almost kind of funny. There's little markers where you can see my different hidey holes and beds. It's kind of funny how actually close I was when I was like, oh my gosh, I can't find the next bed. I don't know where I'm at. I might be going the wrong way. I'm never going to be able to find the 699-492 monument again. But it was actually, you know, just 50 or so blocks off that I just couldn't see over the horizon. So that's really cool. So go check that out. It shows up in a small inset window on that page, but there is a link beneath it before people start complaining, because I got complaints the last time. There's a link beneath it that allows you to open up the overviewer map in a new window, full screen window. So yeah, indeed. So there. I know I haven't been very, what's the word I'm looking for? I haven't been very on time. I haven't fulfilled my frequent suggestions that I'm going to be doing things for milestones, or the 25%, the 31%. So I hope this buys me a little bit more time in that we got the new overviewer map from 0 all the way up to the 699-492 monument. Perhaps, I don't know, but perhaps the single longest overviewer map from Minecraft ever. I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, there's a record right there that I can just give myself. So yeah, indeed. I do have, in addition to still a scrolling page on Notepad of all these questions I got thanks to the surge of donations up to 31%, I do have some bing Minecraft news, or more generally Mojang news. Just before I started recording, new game by Mojang, long in development, Scrolls. Scrolls recently, like literally a few minutes ago, went live at scrolls.com. Went live with a beta. They're in beta. So you can buy your copy of Scrolls and start using the beta version, I believe, is where they're at. I will not be playing that game. I just am not and have never been a card game enthusiast or even a general passing interest in card games, and that's what it is. I guess to mention, it's it wasn't developed. Was it developed? Was Notch at all involved? I don't think so. But it was set up as kind of the second game from Mojang, and it's a kind of a card game. I don't know what kind of card games are there. What's a card game? I keep thinking Dungeons. That's not Dungeons and Dragons. That's a tabletop game or a role-playing game. Card game, sure, yeah. I have this and kablow and kablooey and hit points and magic things and things. I have no idea how they work. I'm sorry, but no, I've never ever been into those, so I'm not going to be. I don't play real card games. I'm not going to play them in a computer game. But yeah, if that's anything you're interested, you can go check that out. As I said, scrolls.com. Second bit of Minecraft news is you may have noticed or remembered in the last installment of Minecraft news, I said that Jeb had posted that by the end of May, we would be hearing confirmation as to the dates and location of Minecon 2013. That's what I said, Wolfie. Woof. It's June now. Wow, I know, I'm upset about it too, Wolfie, careful. It's June now, and we have not heard such news. I kind of anticipated this, just based on the way last year's Minecon and the previous one kind of went. But hopefully, soon, very soon, we will hear at least information, confirmation, destination, station, other things that rhyme, about when and where Minecon is taking place. We only know the last word we heard with that last announcement was East Coast of the United States. And they have signed the contracts or whatever. We're just waiting, I suppose, for their word, the final word. Well, most people have deduced that it's either down to Florida or New York. I've gone many an episode at great length talking about how I would definitely prefer Florida, being as how Disneyland, Paris, I think, worked out as a venue last year. Disney World, Florida would be great. New York would be a mistake. So, yeah, I've said that, my piece on that many times. So we're still waiting. Still no news on Minecon 2013. Still waiting. I will definitely bring back another installment of Minecraft news when we do hear that, but not yet. Not yet. Woof. What else is going on? Oh, man. I spent a whole 2 Minecraft days talking about just news and updates and things like that. And like I said, have a bunch of questions. I can answer one really quick here. I got from a donator, Mike Q, asked... whoop, I lost it. So many questions, I lost it in the list. What is your general opinion of the U.S. military? I served time in the Army, but I have friends who are thinking of joining. What is your opinion? This question was asked before, and I answered it not that long ago, maybe 6, 7 episodes or something like that. Long and short of it, I can, I guess, consider myself patriotic. although a pacifist in terms of I do not at all like the need for our military, or perhaps the leaderships and governments, our government's insistence on spending so much on perpetrating a large military when in fact we might not need it, and it might only encourage us. Well, we have this large military, we have to use it, you know, sort of situations. I definitely support the people who volunteer to put their lives on the line and etc. If they are, you know, of the same, you know, obviously I'm not really going to respect people who join the military because, oh, I want to blow things up and kill people and shoot people, and there's plenty of people who are like that. I know some people who have been in the military or knew some people, and that was definitely their attitude, and I'm like, I think your head's in the wrong place, guy. But the other people, you know, who genuinely serve their country and join the military hoping never to have to fire a bullet, those are the people I respect. But I went, once again, at lengths about that in the past, but I do appreciate, I wanted to thank you, obviously, first of all, for your service, but also for your donation to Child's Play charity and your question. And I'm going to go to sleep here and continue in the morning. And it got pretty dark there, so I'm a little bit scared of creeper's nests. But I think we're safe. Let's continue on. Oh, this is a wall. We are not continuing up this path. Let's go this way. Boop. Hopefully Wolfie will be alright with this course of action. Should be. Another question I got. Speaking of Wolfie, and whoa, and almost walking off a cliff edge there. When walking somewhere in real life, you're assuming I leave the office. When walking somewhere in real life, do you sometimes have a habit of turning around to check if Wolfie is following you? Similarly, when you walk by a cliff, you do realize that there are no cliffs in Illinois. When you're walking near a cliff or dangerous terrain, do you worry about Wolfie going to hurt himself? Wolfie is going to hurt himself. I am pretty good at separating my real life reality and the Minecraft simulated reality, so no, I never get those two confused. Conversely, if you've watched my conversely, like the shoes? Conversely, if you've watched my Euro Truck Simulator, I can sometimes get confused vice versa, in that I was playing Euro Truck Simulator, I have my wheels and pedals, you're kind of looking forward. I do have a problem with the field of view in that game and the mirrors, and there is somewhat of a limited view scope that makes things a little bit difficult to see. But I have, while recording video and playing, tried to check my blind spot. I think because it's just second nature while I'm driving. I'm kind of an obsessively safe driver, and I like to have very high visibility. I hate when I rent a car and it has like low visibility, or it's like a hatchback and has one of those big C-pillars in the back that you can't see around. But I'm a stickler for visibility, so I'm always checking my blind spots, etc. I've done that while playing Euro Truck Simulator. I actually, not like in the game, I actually turn my head 180 degrees to check behind me, to check my blind spot like that. And that doesn't work because I'm not playing in a virtual reality globe here. There's nothing behind me but shelves and a stack of bills, that I have on my desk. So that part of it, I suppose, is a little bit difficult to comprehend for my brain. But no, I don't ever think I have a Minecraft wolf follow me in real life. Hello, like that guy. Oops, excuse me. Speaking of which, you took a tumble. Let's have a treat. Bing. Indeed. Continuing on. Thank you for that donation and question. Let's see here. I suppose speaking of Minecon, oh, wait, no. Yeah, wait. Huh? Here we go. Were the guys any different? I'm assuming you mean the guys who were at Minecon. Were the guys any different when you met them at Minecon Oh my gosh, there's so many questions. I gotta find like a better way to separate these. I keep losing the question because I keep checking the screen to see what's happening. All right, I'm gonna stop walking. Were the guys any different when you met them at Minecon to how you expected them to be through talking to them on Skype and seeing their videos, etc.? Not really, no. Like I said, Minecon Paris was a little bit of a different experience for me. I was a little bit more... I really didn't take too much time, let me say, to really sit down and talk and or get to know IRL face-to-face conversations with most of the guys, which I guess partly and mostly I regret. Mostly because I was a little bit taken aback, shocked and awed, a little bit surprised at just the experience. I honestly went to Minecon thinking I was going to be an attendee or whatever, you know, but it turned out that I forgot how to speak English. Now that, you know, the whole autographs and fans and pictures and things like that kind of caught me off guard, so I was a little bit out of sorts. For those of you planning on coming to the next Minecon, I hope to be a lot better at that. And I did get a very generous donation, a $500 donation to Child's Play charity, an anonymous donation, but they said... hi, we talked briefly at last year's Minecon. I hope to see you at the next one. Good luck, etc. So thank you, random anonymous person, for that. I apologize if when I met you at Minecon, I was a little bit glossy-eyed, a little bit deer in the headlights, but if you are planning on going to the next Minecon, I will hopefully and most likely be there as well, and I hope that I am more prepared and more able to cope and be a little bit more myself around you and hopefully able to thank you personally for your very generous donation to Child's Play charity, a little fundraiser. But yeah, no, I can't say, like I said, I really got to know them. I mean, like I said, we all referred to each other as our YouTube Minecraft names, you know. Ooh, Pause was Pause, Good was Good. BOO was BOO, generic B, you know, etc. So it was kind of like, how are you not still burning, my friend? It was kind of like being in a Skype conversation or being in a co-op video, just because we all carry the same personalities with us, obviously. Oh, I already have a boat. So there were no surprises, let me say that much, if that's what you were wondering. But yeah. Indeed, indeed. Let's see. I guess also theme question. Disturbed Zero Angel asked, I've noticed you seem to go left a lot, southwest as opposed to west, more than you go right. People, oh, well, no, yeah, left. But is there a specific reason? Are you left-handed? Is it subconscious? I'm not left-handed, I'm right-handed. It's probably self-conscious, and this is a theme-apt question because, like I said, I just released, updated the map on farlandserbust.com, so you can see yourself how kind of jagged diagonal the path is. After the 699-492 monument, we discovered we were, what, 14,000 blocks off on the X coordinates due to my constantly heading left. So I've tried to recover from that, and I've consciously tried to go a little bit more right in this direction just to kind of zero that out. I don't know. I never check F3 on my own, so I don't know how I'm doing or if I'm doing it too much or too little. I don't know. It's just a thing. I guess just accidental. You know, like avoiding mountains and cliffs like this. I chose to go right here. Sometimes I go left. I've heard some theories that it's because the sword or an object is in my right hand. Subconsciously, my brain wants to avoid that object in the foreground, so I constantly drift left a little bit. I don't know if there's any accurate psychology behind that or not, but yeah, it's totally by accident. I don't really mind it. There have been a few times where I accidentally do lose track of where I'm going and head in the actual wrong direction. But totally subconscious. I think, like I've always said, I'm not trying to stay exactly on the 0 marker. Wouldn't that be funny if this is 0? I'm not trying to stay exactly on the 0. We'll never know. I'm not trying to stay exactly on the 0 marker. It's not, this isn't a race. I'm not going for speed to get to the far lands. It's about the journey. Think of all the amazing places and monuments and structures and terrain generation we have seen because we drifted so far left or right, off center, that we would have missed if we hadn't done that. So, woo! Rationalizing my poor sense of direction. Another thing, just as an aside, I've noticed, and perhaps you've noticed, snarky yellow text, hi, has not been so frequent lately. I think in my getting more comfortable with doing, now after 2 years, commentary and making jokes and stuff like that, a lot of the things that I would have said or would not have said, and would have said later with snarky yellow text, I'm starting to say out loud, like that back there. After I said, rationalizing my poor sense of direction. That would have been something early on that snarky yellow text would have said, but now I'm just starting to recognize my stupidity, I guess, and making snarky comments at myself live and in front of a studio audience. No, so yes, I try to get snarky yellow text in there as much as I can, but I seem to be taking his job, I guess. Indeed, but yeah, here is the sunset for the end of this episode. Let's find a place to hunker down and make the end of the episode hidey hole here. This area seems good as any. If Wolfie would show up. How you doing? Thank you. Let's dig down. And once again, remind everybody, if you do go to farlandsorbust.com to donate using the Child's Play charity donation widget on the home page, also swing by the world map page and check out the crazy left-leaning line that is walking from 0 to the 699492 monument with the overviewer map there. And once again, thank you to Michael for helping me out with that, getting that up and running. Otherwise, I literally tried myself, but I threw my hands up into the air and said, screw it! I cannot understand how to get this thing to work, so yeah, without the generous help of Farlanders like yourself and like ME864 for getting me the new image for the home, or the YouTube layout, for people like Six Alona for doing all those cool t-shirt designs that you can get at the Spreadshirt shop, farlands.spreadshirt.com. Plug. A lot of these awesome things that I'm doing here would not be possible. So thanks once again to you guys. Thanks for all the donations to Child's Play charity. There we go. Right, Wolfie? I guess that was too much to ask. Once per episode, I get a perfect bark. Yep. And at that, thank you so much for watching. My name is Kurt. I will see you next time.